Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad here this Friday morning, wrapping up another good week, and it's been a good week toward the end of the week with our weather. Jeff and I were just talking about a little bit of tinge of coolness in the air, and it's just a preview of what's to come. So it's always exciting when that weather starts changing in the fall. Let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hardworking crew taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 88, low 72. So a nice day today. Going to be some good weekend looks like coming ahead of us, and it's going to be some good time to get outdoors. Water temperature is still around 85 degrees at the end of the pier. Take a look at our river readings brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown, this is level, as is the Choctawhatchee. The Apalachicola is reading a 5.2. And the Choctawhatchee is reading a 4.9, so they're very similar in the reading, very similar in their activity. So it's sort of flat, calm, not really moving up or down, just rolling like the river, just straight on down. And it's going to be a good weekend on the river, I can promise you. Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Today is September. Can y'all believe we're halfway through September the 16th? We're looking at strong tides. The high tide is at 1 o'clock this morning, it's going out. It's going to be going out all morning till about 1:25 after lunch, and then it's going to start coming in. So you got an ideal day to fish the low tide or the tide going out, so coming in. Both of them will be doing it because you got it right when something happens in the middle of the day, high or low. It's ideal, and we get a lot of that here on the coast in our area. So we've been blessed with that. Let's take a look at our fishing game times. It being Friday, we're going to do our fishing game times brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. Our times are 4:22 to 6:22 this morning, then this afternoon 4:46 to 6:46. And the wind today be coming east-northeast at about 10, just about exactly like yesterday. All right, let's take a break and be right back. Okay, welcome back. If you remember yesterday's show, I talked about the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation to try to reestablish a herd of the elk in the eastern part of in the mountains, the eastern part of the country, which is where they originally were. And a friend of ours, an acquaintance of ours, Sharon Miller Cooper and her husband Jimmy, they have a house up there around Maggie Valley. They live in Quincy, but have a little mountain house. And she sent this the other day just to show you how much she shot this out of a window about elk in the yard. So let me see. Okay, here it is, or in the neighborhood. So she's driving down and just holding the phone out the window. These are elk, and just hanging out. You can see in the neighborhood. But look at that big. Is that a huge elk right there? And they got a little herd with them, and I thought it was good. And there's some more. And you see that grass and all. You see why they're hanging out. You got good food. It's sort of comfortable there. And anyway, Sharon sent it out. So, it gets so much. With this right here, we get so much off of social media. We're blessed to be able to do that. Like some of the older shows I talked about, they were not able to do it. What they able to do, they were on the phone a lot and talking to people. So we sort of doing the same kind of things. But I mentioned the pages, the outdoor pages. I get some pictures from. Most of the pictures I show you are like this. You send them to us and all, and I just get to show them. And then, but some of them I get off the social media pages, off the Facebook pages. I want to show you basically the 4 pages I work with, or I'm just going to show you the name of them. Here's one right here. This is Panama City Fishing, Mike Hatcher Group. They've got 30,000 members, and I get some good pictures off there. And then the next one, Choctawhatchee Bay Fishing. They have some good information there. And then, isn't that typical? I mean, isn't that what you want to see at Point St. Joe Fishing? Isn't that the cover page right there? That's a good one there. I enjoy getting. There's not as many people. There's only 1,000.8 members, but it's a smaller area. But it's a good group. And then one more. This is sort of a big one. I don't get. This is sort of covered a large area. It's called Panhandle Surf Fishing, and they got. You get anyway on those, but on that last one. That's the ones you get to pay the information from, where okay, I don't know anything about it. Will you please tell me everything to do? And there's always somebody telling them every little thing to do. And I would say, well, go over there to this area here and just take some basic bait and learn how to do it yourself. But some people just want to think they know everything. So anyway, I wanted to mention Matt Smith's in this picture. Let me find this. This is so true right here. Matt Smith sent this. I want to show it to you. This is, you see, y'all all know Matt. Most know, but for those who might not, never leave fishing line in and around our waters if at all possible. We found this heron hanging by a gotcha plug on 30-pound mono under a dock at Pirates Cove this morning. I was able to cut him free. He's in rough shape, but at least he has a chance now to make it. Okay, so basically, there's a heron there, and see that all that. Somebody, the gotcha plug is on the bottom, right there, and that heron got, the heron got tangled up in it. We talk about all the time about taking care of our anything that with wire leader or any kind of monofilament. Bring it back to the boat and put it back in the boat. But Matt, he's out there all the time, and we've talked about it before, how we want to take care of our environment. So make sure you try to do that. And one more too, Sammy Sowell, West Bay family, been there, some of the founders of West Bay. And we're talking about a show we had the other day on the Southport Silos. I watched your show this morning. This is what the West Bay Bridge on the northeast side, the old shell pile turned into a rock and gravel unloading place. It had made it hard to unload a boat on the south side boat ramp. They made a huge sandbar at the boat ramp. And that's what we're talking about, coming in and you can see the different things. They just made a lot of, it's got several pictures. I'll show you some more of them. But anyway, those two right there, those last two postings with Matt Smith and Sammy, both of them are outdoorsmen. They're Sammy, they've been here their whole life, Matt and Sammy, and they appreciate the environment and want to take care of it. Both those posts right there, taking care of the birds, the herons and all, and then also taking care of our environment as far as all big old barges coming in and making all the damage on the bottom. And that's something we've talked about a lot, and I just firmly believe in. I'm glad to have other people like that giving us support. So every little thing we do to take care of it, we need to do it, okay? Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. I couldn't find a little shark video, and let me just tell you about it, because a lot of times we don't have the opportunity to have time to look for it. I watched it last night 3 or 4 times. Basically, this guy caught a little 3-foot shark off his boat, and he reaches down to try to grab it by the tail, which is normal, reach down and grab it by the tail, but the shark turned around and so quick, and he got his hand caught in the shark's mouth, and it started pulling up, and the shark started twisting around and bit the guy's little finger off, and the guy was jerking it back like that, a little bloody scene. But if I find it, I'll show it to you on Monday's show, but like I had it. So on sharks, a lot of times that's when you just cut the line, but grab them by the tail is okay, but this was a little 2 to 3 foot one, so it was scary at the time for him to do that. Okay, so okay, I've showed. Okay, now let's. This time of year, also in the fall, I'll quickly some pictures to show you what I was doing. Gail and I were doing yesterday. Okay, how about pulling some peanuts? Okay, I had a friend who let me come up there and pull some peanuts, and I'll get me we had a good time, but I love pulling peanuts. It's just something that's special. There's a lot of work, but it's a lot. But look at there, it's a good crop, and that's just a lot of fun. But now and then, of course, you gotta pull them. You gotta take them home, and we get up under the shade tree, just like the old timers. It's something she and I enjoy doing. We about spend all day doing it, but you shake them off the dirt, and then you pick them, and then you wash them off really good. You gotta pick them off, a handful at a time, and you got some pops. You gotta throw those out, and then we started boiling some last night. So we try to get something going, but that's just something we enjoy doing. I know all throughout the Panhandle. Billy Grantham, I know some of y'all are doing stuff like that. I know y'all are. Okay, now I wanted to show, I got a couple other things here too. one of the big things, I'm going to show one more time that boat that's been stolen, because if you run across this boat, I showed the early part of the week. If you run across it, y'all get a hold of me, and I'll get a hold of Jason Boone, and that's it from the side. If you see it showing up somewhere on that. Okay, now we want to talk about. We always talk about the benefits of this and benefits of that, in particular outdoor stuff. And I ran across this the other day, and I thought this is really good. The benefits of fishing. Number one, it decreases your stress and anxiety for sure. Number two, creates social bonds. It's going out with your friends for sure, and that's a lot of fun. Hey, burns calories. If you're catching anything or if you're walking a long way, it's going to burn some calories. 4, improve self-esteem. I mean, now you get on social media and show you pictures, and man, you feel good about yourself. Number 5, it boosts the economy. I don't know, I know people come into town to boost the economy a lot, but I don't buy a lot of bait anymore. Number 6, contributes to conservation. That's an important one. It really is important that we do that. Number 7, improves balance and coordination. And that's for sure if you're walking down to the creek or jumping in a boat, trying to get in a boat and everything. Number 8, for sure, teaches patience and appreciation. And I think that's why young people have trouble finding the first love of fishing until they learn some patience and appreciation. Number 9, maybe the most important one, making memories. And number 10, trains your mind to focus, and we all need that. So those are the benefits of fishing. So I thought that was good stuff right there. Now, we're going to. Got a little 2-minute video. Jeff shot this video with a drone. It's a video of the San Andreas State Park over the jetties. And you know, there's a lot of fish around the jetties. I probably don't talk about it enough because they're just a plethora of different kind of fish. I used to fish at jetties a lot. Right now, the rocks and all seem like they're more slippery than they used to be, and a little more careful. But all the fish in the San Andreas Bay system are going to come in and out of that one spot. You stop and think about that. All the stuff we're talking about being caught in the bay, that king mackerel last week, all the Spanish, in the Panhandle, all that stuff comes through the pass. So we're going to set this up. We're going to run a 2-minute video. Then we'll get ready to do our drawing, and then we'll come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. So Jeff, let's roll this video. Okay, welcome back. Hope you sort of get a glimpse looking at it from bird's eye view, basically, of how that area looks. And it's really a unique area. It really is. There's so much you can do as far as not just fishing, but snorkel around it. I remember one of the first times I snorkeled around, I was just fascinated with different fish, little fish, and all the colors. But also, there's some sharks in that area too, so be well aware of that. So we'll get back to it. Let's go and do our drawing right now. From Chopping Up Seafood, the winner of the $20 gift certificate is going to be fresh seafood too. From Caryville, Carolyn Yeatman, okay, from Caryville. All right, and the winner of the Big Red Snapper is going to be from Parker. It's going to be Heather Taylor. She does the other family wins. She finally wins it. Good job, Heather. Gets red snapper this weekend. You don't have to eat all that old bass and brim and all that stuff. Okay, let's go to the jetties real quick, and while we're talking about it, and it's on our mind. This is here again coming in here on the map right here. We'll talk about that sandy point. That sandy point right there is probably one of the top 5 spots in the Florida Panhandle actually to catch some fish coming in and out. I mean, usually, especially when the Spanish are running. But anyway, the rocks these are the rocks and all. We just sort of, the drone pictures came from it. But again, what we forget, the surf fishing between there and the pier is excellent. Okay, and the pier out there is good fishing too. So that we're so blessed to have San Andreas State Park. Okay, so I just want you to know the jetty. So, and what's coming through there is Spanish and the bluefish and gotcha plug is one of the top things to fish with too, the gotcha plug right there. Okay, now I also want to talk about, let's go into the Choctawhatchee Bay and to all 3 bay systems. Basically, things are starting to move in. Like I say, the king mackerel, we caught the king mackerel about 5 days ago, a king mackerel caught. That shows where the water temperature is starting to move around a little bit, making them move. So, but don't go trolling for king mackerel in either of the bay systems, because that was just a rarity. But again, all the bridges in all 3 bay systems, the bridges are going to be producing fish this time of year. And it's really, I mention almost every week about how everybody's catching these big redfish now around the bridges and having a good time. It's also the big thing too in East Bay. Let's go over here to East Bay. We haven't talked about East Bay lately. East Bay, Sandy Creek. Coming down the Sandy Creek area, all through here, Callaway Bayou, come in Callaway, put the boat in there, Callaway Men's Club, come out here, stay on the north edges. I've caught some nice trout, and my buddies have caught some nice trout in here. Sandy Creek has just been good. I have not fished Sandy Creek lately, but I do know it should be producing, okay? So East Bay should be in really good shape. And again, I don't talk a lot about a tender bridge because I'm always talking about a Hathaway bridge, but a tender bridge right here, see that channel? Okay, you can put it right here at Earl Gilbert boat ramp. You can do this in a kayak and paddle out there around those pilings. And I've showed pictures regularly off these places and where you catch them. Okay, but that's a good place right there. Okay, surf fishing, I've got a lot of reports that the grass is still hanging around, but it's sort of, in the most part, most of the heavy grass is gone now. So surf fishing now is going to start picking up. It's going to start getting good, but the grass is still problems in some area. Just move around. You're going to find some open spots. I've done that before. Go down to the beach and grass all over, and go down 300 yards and it's clear. So do that. Freshwater, bass is good. I wrote down the river is right. 2 words, river right. River's right. So it's in good shape. We'll talk about that when we give the river readings. I want to talk about the catfish. This is a good time of year in the late summer, early fall, what we call tight lining. Tight lining for catfish, you just have your reel out there and just got it on the bottom. The line's going to go down like that would have been on the river. And we used to use Catawba worms, my dad and I, my brother, and fish the bottom, just keep it tight, no cork or anything, just feel that little nibble, and I could hear them now. Got one. And they jerk it and just start reeling in. So tight lining for catfish on the river systems is good this time of year. It's cooling down some, you go early in the morning, and and that's some great eating too, the river catfish. So I had that written down. Crab, getting back to saltwater, crabbing is excellent, especially getting in Apalachicola Bay. We talked about the East Point Bridge, that area. If you walk around East Point, let's go ahead and show it, okay? East Point Bridge area, right, all this area down in here. It seems to be like more crabs. I don't know if there's less people or more crabs, but there's a lot of good crab in this area right in here. There's a bridge there. Walking on the shoreline at night, and on the St. George Island side, it's going to be some good crabbing too, walking along on the bay side. And also, you can catch crabs walking on the beach, and we've done it before. The kids really love it, but you got to be careful as far as make sure your light is shining on the water, not at people's houses and all. Just sort of keep everything going straight heavy. But crabs I had written down is really good. On the surf fishing, I'd again recommend Fish Bites, the Fish Bite Company. They're really, really good. They're doing great business up here in Florida Panhandle, here and on the Texas coast, and up on Outer Banks. I said 3 hot spots. They told me that personally, and we enjoy that. So that takes care of our famous Friday fishing forecast. We've had a good week. Next week, I'm gonna have a surprise guest coming on, and you're gonna really enjoy that. I've got a couple other, we're gonna do Students of the Month, start back on it next week too. So all kinds of stuff planned for next week, and I want y'all to have a great weekend. Always enjoy the outdoors, do something good for your fellow man, and take care of our environment. Pick up stuff and all that, just on a regular basis, do that. And that's what we do as outdoors people. You have a great day today, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.